Right. Hey guys, are you there? Anybody there? All right, let's go over here. Ooh, hold on, let me just make this bigger. There we go. All right, guys. Can you all hear me and see me? Yay! Okay, any problem with feedbacks or anything? Thanks, Jay. I love that. That's hilarious. Okay, so I just got everything set up. Sorry about the delay. It took me a little bit to coordinate all the programs and everything like that. I'm still learning to do live production. So basically I have my watch list up. If anybody has been a member of the watch list before, I used to have it out as an email and now it is a post. So it's really easy. So we are, hello, Amy. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday afternoon. So now I have the watch list. So it comes up as a post so you guys can get it really easily. And also right here on my watch list, on my website, you just drop right down there, my account to sign in and then the volatile stock list. And really excited to say, we are going to be doing the Modern Trader Summit this June up in Montreal. I'm just determining the final hotel for the location, but it's awesome. Like Cirque du Soleil is from Montreal, so that's one of the many things to see here. We also have a zip line down here that's really cool. They've got a Ferris wheel. They've got all sorts of really cool things, some amazing food, so definitely check it out. And another really cool site that I have been using for short squeeze information basically is the short percentage of volume from the day before as reported to FINRA. So obviously this could be incorrect, but like one of the ones, we'll go through it today. I didn't do all the work so that I could do it live with you guys. So Kirk is on my long list. So on Friday, there was 323,000 shares in the volume and 43% of that was short float. So we are, that's something that, I'm sorry, I'm going to move the chat up here so I can see you guys more easily so I can read it. Okay, no clown with Twitter account. I don't pump stocks here. I don't pump stocks. I actually just talk about what is going on with the charts and go from there. So it's a matter of looking at the charts. So we'll get into the, we'll go ahead and get into the analysis of the market. Basically, I used to have my Series 7 back in 2000. I left the brokerage world, went to culinary school, all that sort of stuff, and then moved forward. Are you guys still there? I'm not seeing any chat or anything like that. So I used to have my Series 7, so all of this stuff is still my personal opinion at this point. So please do your own due diligence and always know that results are not guaranteed and that all markets carry varying degrees of risk. So make sure that you do your own due diligence. So here we have the S&P, this is the S&P ETF, the SPY, which is probably the most liquid of all ETFs around the world. And basically, when we pull it back on the year chart, you can see I know it's a bit messy with the trend lines, right? But we've got the candles here. This was the first down wave. Then we had a second down wave. We came up and we tested the prior high here of the 281 area. And then we pulled back down. We tested this bottom trend line here. And it bounced twice. So it sort of created a double bottom and it almost has a W formation to it. And it could potentially go up and test the 281 again. For me to be 100% confirmed that we are in a breakout, or not a breakout, but a recovery, I would need it to really break that 281. We're testing the 200-day moving average right here, 275.93. It did go above it on Friday and in the after hours. If you go and we look at the 15-minute chart, So that was 275.93, right? So that was right here, and we broke above it in after hours. So the high of after hours, the high is right here, is 276.58, which I don't think it, yeah, 276.58 was the high. So if we pull it back on that daily chart, right, 276.55, what's the high here? Here, let's look at this one, 277.30. This one opened at 277.13, and it looks like we are in a potential for gap fill up, potentially up to the 277.50 area if it continues on up, or the 277, that's the 50-day moving average. So I would put that on watch for, you know, we are definitely in an upward movement. Of course, the G20 and Saturday night with Trump could potentially affect the market. Really, we saw some buying down here, but look, this is a little candle, but we didn't see massive buying like we did back here. So I'm kind of suspect, because I'm kind of feeling like they might be squeezing it up to bring it up here to potentially bring it back down. So definitely ride the wave up, but I wouldn't go all eggs in, and I would still be cautious. Once it breaks this resistance, to me, I feel like we are definitely on an upward trajectory. And, you know, the next level for resistance of 293 for new breakout for the year. Who knows? We could have a super high and end up here in the 300s by the end of the year, or we could end up down here if we break the 262 level. It'll break down here, down 250s and below. So we will see which direction the market takes us. We'll go over NASDAQ as well. The NASDAQ on the daily, same sort of formation. It looks like we're sort of getting a W pattern, but we do need to break that prior double, or like the middle of the W right here, 175. I would say that would be a good indication to me that it's definitely upward moving. And then we have 178 high, 178.53. That would be where I'd really want it to confirm that it's in the upward movement and complete recovery. And IWM, same scenario. But you see in this W formation, we're setting up a lower high every time. So we might go ahead and hit this 50-day moving average and pull back down. So in an upward movement right now, but definitely going to pull back. Oh, no, Jay. Well, it is about trading ideas for stocks. I'm going to go ahead and get into the potential long list for the week. So I have Kirkland on it. So we'll get into how I break it down, really. So I've got I do the high, right, for resistance of, really simply, right? We do the high here, and let's move this up here, of 11.18. And I would say, look, this is going to be that support. Basically, there's a big wall here of sellers that is stopping it, and a big wall of buyers right now that's stopping it from dropping. So 10.57 to the downside and 11.18 to the upward side, right? And when we pull it back out on a yearly chart, you can see, okay, that was a gap, right? That's the gap fill. So it could easily pull back down. It did have earnings, and it does have, let's go over here. Kirkland has 43.77% short float volume. And when we go to short squeeze, I like to look at the float as well, guys. So Kirkland, real quick, float 14.5 million right here. So I look at all of those factors, because as it's a lower float stock, it could run up more quickly, right? Then we also have EQGP. Pull it back to that 15-minute chart. And this one actually looks like it was, yep, okay, off my list, because it's an acquisition, so there's no movement to it, so we'll scratch that one. Okay, AMBA. AMBA, let's spell it correctly. So you can see I had a prior breakout line here for resistance of 35.18. Let's go ahead and move that up to the top of this candle right here. Say 40.50, and for support, say 39.50. And when we look at it on the yearly, okay, so that was actually a prior resistance as well. So more than likely, if we break that, we're probably definitely going to go up to this 42.37. Of course, that's all my ideas. Jay, I can easily do another live video. Probably better to do that for trade ideas during the week, but this is more trading ideas of stocks to keep on watch. It could be a potentially longer term swing or an intraday trade coming up on Monday or later on in the week. Okay, so that's AMBA, and then we have Ogen. Pull it back on the 15 minutes. I'll get rid of all of my prior lines, which basically it has broken through all of them. And I would say let's put a support right here at the prior resistance, right? So 130. Oh, I hear my little one. I think she's waking up. And then I put up here. It looks like actually support's moved up a little bit to right here. 133 and 141. All right, for Ogen, we look at back on the yearly chart. Aha, yes, this has been a support and resistance area in the past. Could run up. Now, obviously, it looks like it's a lower float, right? It looks like it does have that trajectory where it could squeeze some shorts. Ogen, 8.3 million. And let's go to the short float volume. Sorry, guys, I'm really quick on this stuff. 50.83%. I do hear my little one, so we'll go through this really quickly. And then she just woke up from her nap. So we'll be super quick. Work day. You can see this is my line. I had this on my watch list on Friday. So some great moves, right? I had breakout point 160.49, the prior resistance of the pre-market. 160.49. Look at that. You could have made $6 gains on your shares that you had on Friday. So I would put 165.45, 165.50 area, and then resistance of support at 163.12. So we'll pull it back on the year. Okay, I'm going to go through this really quickly. Hey, Barry. And on our first for the short list, BG, Bungie Limited. And we'll go ahead. Right here. My room is now right next to hers, so I think I might have woken her up in doing the video because I did move my office. And I would say let's put our support down there. So 56.95, 57.22, and we are at an all-time low for the year. So I'll pull it back to 5-year and see where we stand. Look at that. Okay, it was a prior support down here. It broke that, came down. Looks like we might be able to go down here, 53.50. And then below that, further down here to 52, and then on down a little further from that if we do break this one down. I'm curious to know what the float is of BG. 140 million. And we had 29% short float volume. So that means that, you know, if anybody did short it, they went ahead and closed out their positions on Friday, except for 30% of the volume. So about 104K there. All right, let's go back. We have CM, Charlie Mike, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Now, a lot of the banks are quite active lately. Right now with the dollar the way that it is, the US dollar is fairly strong. So it's no surprise to me that the Canadian dollar is weakening, especially with oil dropping because oil is a big export for Canada. So I would actually put the resistance right there at the top because that was, the support right here at the top, because typically you'll find that the resistance does flip around. My pleasure, Amy. We'll likely do this at least once a month, especially when my husband's flying. So support is 83.53, resistance at 83.93. We do have the 50-period moving average on the 15-minute chart right there at 84. I do look at all sorts of different time frames, 60 minutes to see where things are, 45 minutes. We've got the 15-period moving average at 84. Many times they'll coincide and act as a resistance that will go ahead and hold people back. And next one, I have ENR. You can see that one, I had it as a prior short here, right? So I had resistance of 50.53. I bring that down here to the right here. What acted as support will typically become resistance. So I would put that at 45.03 for resistance, and for support, right down here, 44. Oh, bring it up just a little bit to the bottom of those candles. 44.67. Bottom line opened at 44.69, so 44.70 for ENR. Then CTRN, 15-minute chart, City Trends, These are all ones that have made 52-week lows this week and are pulling back. So that's why they're really interesting, because you will typically see them drop a bit further. 1974 for support, 2051 for resistance. My pleasure, guys. I'm happy to help. I really enjoy helping others. All right, and then the last one on the short list. I hear her there. She's calling her mommy. She says, "Mommy." Okay, so for this one, bottom down here for support, 75.50. And resistance, I was do it top of this candle here, of 77.46. So the 1 year chart, you can see this one has a 200-day moving average down at 73.40. So we've got a nice $3 potential move down there. And a potential long, we have Merck breaking out. This is an all-time high. So keep this one out. Correction, not an all-time high, but it is hitting a resistance point around 80. So if we do break that, it looks like it could go up here to 86 and then 96. So that's my longer term swing. All right, guys, shoot me any emails about what you would like to see on this stuff. I'm sorry I got to run so quickly. I know it was really short today, but I hope you guys have a great week ahead. Carpe Profit. If you like my stuff, please like and subscribe, and happy to help others profit. Have a great day. Have a great week ahead. All right, bye, guys.